So, as a CEO, should you be the sales manager and the sales leader? Now, depending on the size of your company, you're probably the sales manager and the sales leader, meaning you're the person making the most sales, even though you have one or two sales reps on your payroll, but you're outperforming them every single month. And you're trying to figure out why is that, or they're not consistent enough. So I want you to we have a client that had been doing this for a while, where they built a sales team and they were keeping people around a long time who were not performing, and they couldn't figure out how to find a sales professional who could prospect and sell consistently. And for those of you who are sales leaders yourselves, meaning you're the CEO and you're the top sales leader, I suspect that most of you are not sitting there prospecting every day either. And what I want you to think about, what this client did, was separate those two functions. Because when we were working initially with them, today we create what we call a marketing quota for every sales rep before we put a GP quota in place. Because without the marketing quota, and we based it around what their GP number needs to be, meaning you got to hit so many meetings, so many proposals, and so many engagements to hit your quota. But if we don't get you setting meeting numbers, you'll never have a shot at the proposals or an opportunity. So hit that first. Well, we found a lot of sales professionals we were hiring were tapping out or being released back to industry because they couldn't hit the marketing quota, no matter what we did, because that just wasn't what they were very good at. Now they would all tell you, the second I'm in front of a prospect, I can close the business. In most cases, they could. They just couldn't get in front of enough people consistently to close the business, which is the problem or the issue. So how do we go about fixing that? So what we did with this account was we built them a BDR team. And what I love about this approach, and I want you to think about it as a leader of sales professionals, some of you, break it up into two pieces. Because today, the way you're doing it, when you've got one person trying to do both, if they don't make it, they take the marketing and this lack of sales that they were able to produce out the door when you release them back to industry. So now you're hiring another person and starting from scratch. But if you hire a BDR person or a hunter who can set meetings every day consistently with that own specific quota to do that, then if the sales professional doesn't work out, you can sub until you get one that can close the deals that they have. Now, they still got to do some prospecting, but it's not the same, and it's not cold, and it's not every day making 150, 200 calls a day, trying to set meetings, falling behind the sales and marketing sequence, all the other things that most of them are not very good at, no matter what you try to get them to do. They just can't do it. Now, some of you are going to say, well, Gary, I can't afford a BDR and a sales rep. Well, then I will tell you, get a BDR person. And you're already the sales leader anyway. You're the most productive sales professional in your company. Find somebody who can hunt, set meetings, and you go out and make enough sales to hire a sales rep. And until you do, stay with the BDR. Learn how to manage that person, those metrics, that process, very, very important. And if you want to grow your business, that's what you've got to master, the marketing. What are the KPIs for calls? How to build sales and marketing sequences, the collateral that goes with that, off of a cold list. What's that cadence look like? The scripts, all the details of that, because that's what we do for clients. And if you can't do that, you can't consistently market and set meetings. You can't consistently make the sales. So if you've been flat for the last 5, 10 years, that's why. And I'm sure you've been in this for 25, 30 years in the business. You're sick and tired of doing it yourself. Well, there is no shortcut to this. You've got to put in the time, find the people that can do this work, follow the process, get it in place, and then build yourself an actual sales organization. Okay? I hope this was helpful. As always, I appreciate your time. Gary Beecham, SBC International. Thank you very much.